Math is one of those subjects that I think a lot of homeschool moms dread teaching. And I know because I'm one of them. 3 years ago, when I had to pull out my kids out of public school and I became their math teacher, that was a very stressful month of my life, let me tell you.
Exhale.
Exhale.
The stress.
But nonetheless, that's something that we have to teach. So being a mama bear that I am, I did so much research on different types of math curriculums, on ones that work for specific learning styles. And I think I did more research than the FBI, because after all of that, I have discovered one curriculum that just stands above most. And my favorite math curriculum to use for all my kiddos is Math UC. I love this curriculum, and I'm going to tell you 4 reasons why I think you will too. Now, this is not sponsored. I'm not getting paid to say this. I have been using this for the last 3 years with my preschooler, my, I want to say 4th grader and my 6th grader. I don't know. I lost track of the grades already, but it has been one of our favorites, even though we all don't really like math. And since I am dyslexic and I have a kiddo who's dyslexic, I wanted to make sure that whatever curriculum we picked was good and easy to use for kids who are not neurotypical and who do learn different. So let me go through the 4 reasons with you guys, but before I do, I want to talk about learning styles just very quickly. So there's 3 learning styles. There's kinesthetic, there's auditory, and then there's visual. Visual is pretty simple. You see it and you understand it, you move on. Auditory is pretty simple. You hear it and you understand it and you move on. Kinesthetic is where you have to manipulate things and touch things in order to really understand and grasp them. The way I learn is I actually have to have all 3 in order to really understand a concept. So classes like psychology were very hard for me to understand because I couldn't really touch it or do anything physical with it and manipulate things around.
But enough about me.
The first reason why I believe this is one of the best curriculums for math out there is because it has a mastery approach instead of a spiral approach. Spiral learning, the way that public schools do it, is they will touch a subject and then a week or 2 or 3 later move on to another portion of the math subject, right? So if they start on addition, they'll move on to subtraction, and then they'll move on to another one, and then move on to another one. So for me, by the time I kind of grasped the concept of addition when I was little, right, my school already started to move on to subtraction, and I just always felt like I was behind. The beautiful thing about Math UC is that you sit in a math concept for a couple of months. So my kiddos, when I first pulled them out, they sat in addition for a couple of months to really learn their math facts, really grasp what that meant when you're adding to your numbers. And then we were able to move on to our next book, which was subtraction, and then they got to build on top of that concept. After they finished subtraction, they did multiplication and got to build on top of that. So it's almost like building a home. You have your foundation and you just keep going up and up. We are right now in division, so my kiddos are doing the division book. And division is obviously kind of a hard concept for a lot of kids to get, especially kids who are not neurotypical. So it's really helped to break it down for them and really sit in this subject for them for a really long time to really understand what division is. I know it might sound silly because for some people, math, it comes easy. Like to my husband, it comes easy. To me, it does not. To my some of my kids, it does not. So the fact that we get to really sit in one concept of math and really understand it before we move on really help them deepen their understanding of math. And as we move on, and in the pages of Math UC, you do review old concept. They are more comfortable with those things and can easily figure out in word problems when you need to use division, when you need to use multiplication, when you need to subtract or add. So it's a really great math curriculum to use if you really want your kids to master things before they move on to the next portion of math. The second reason why I love Math UC is because of their manipulatives. Now, there's lots of different manipulatives out there in the market. However, the way that Math UC is set up is so simple and so easy to understand that every math level that we did with Math UC, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, we can build it out of the blocks, and my kids just have a deeper understanding of what that means. I really love how it's set up to where they also can understand place value really well. I feel like in school these days, not a lot of kids understand place value, and that's so important when you get into division to really understand where each number goes. So I feel like these manipulatives have been so helpful. The third reason of why I love this curriculum is how it's so easy and open and go. Now, you do have your teacher book where you can read through each lesson on how to teach the concept, but you also have the videos that Mr. Demi produced, and in there he has a classroom that he teaches the lesson to the kids. I personally love watching the videos with my kids, understanding how he explained the concept, and that way I can reiterate and keep explaining the concept that same way as we go through new lessons. The way it's structured is super simple. Each lesson goes through A through G, and you usually have 18ish to 25 questions, and that's it. So this does not take forever. It only takes maybe 30 minutes a day, depending if they're doing like long division or just quick multiplication, whatever it is. But you have math problems in the beginning and some written problems at the end, and that's the same rhythm for each lesson. You don't have to do all of them. You can, if your child truly understands the concept, you can just move on. But it's structured to where it could be so easy. My kids, there's times I don't even tell them to go start their math. They know where they can find the video. They know which lesson that they are on. And it's a very easy open and go curriculum. The fourth reason, and probably the most surprising, is that with Math UC, you create this rhythm, this system of doing your mathematics that it's almost comforting now when we do our math. It's something that's so routine, something that's so similar and familiar that even if we have a life change in our family or something crazy happens, which to us it seems to happen a lot, that sitting down and doing your math, it's like a comfort thing, even though, again, this is not our favorite subject. If you ask my kids, they'll tell you that math is not their favorite subject, but doing their math work, they actually do enjoy it very much. So I would say with this curriculum, because of how it focuses on mastery, how it has fun manipulatives, and you can actually move around your numbers and understand them better. It's very easy, simple. There's no like complicated things that go along with it. And it creates such a beautiful rhythm that this is truly one of the best curriculums out there. Choosing a math curriculum is such a personal decision, and I know us mamas are just trying to do the best thing for our babies. But if you want a curriculum that is mastery centered, that is easy, open and go, that has great manipulatives and can create a beautiful rhythm in your homeschool life, then I definitely think this one will work amazing for you. If you do use Math UC, let me know in the comments and let me know how your family has loved and adapted this curriculum to make it really great for you guys. And if you've never used it, comment below and let me know if you have any other questions. I feel like I covered the main reasons why, but if there's something else you want to know, I would love to share it. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys will like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.